Hey guys, this is me, Shani's Life, and I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper. I do want to share with you guys. Um, it's kind of dark, but I'm gonna share it with you guys so I can move past and just be free. This is how I got raped. It was a nice day, normal day. I get dressed in the morning. I was in Miami, getting ready to go to the flea market like I normally do. I go to the flea market, Liberty Flea Market, and I meet a young lady there. I like girls, so we start talking or whatever, and we getting our nails done. We actually like talk and stuff like that until our nails was completely done. And then, we walk around a little and then we actually like we're gonna leave Liberty Flea Market in Miami-Dade County. And the girl so happened to have a guy with her. When we got to the front of the Liberty Mark, he was there in the parking lot and he was trying to pimp on me. And I was like, oh no, I'm not. But Buster, no, mm-mm. So I guess he got a little offended by the words that I choose by telling him, you struggling, you got your kids in a car while you pimping. They'll no, so I'm okay. So he didn't like how I rejected him, and it was in the parking lot. So I didn't think much of it. Me and her had already exchanged numbers, so we was talking, and I'm getting ready to go to the club because at that time I was 20 years old. So I was working in a strip club and I'm getting ready to go to the strip club and stuff like that. It was like a slow night. I had made like $80 or whatever. So I was like, ready to go. She was like, okay, let's hang out, whatever. And that's what happened. And I had somebody come pick me up. One of my friends, that's would come pick me up. And then they take me to the hotel, Biscayne Inn, Bayside Inn. It's a hotel on 54th and Biscayne. It's right across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts. If you, in Miami, you already know where I'm talking about, Bayside Inn. And so he drops me off, but the way he dropped me off across the street by the Dunkin' Donuts, which the Dunkin' Donuts face the hotel. And he was like, are you sure? Because it was at late at night, so it was like probably 9 or 10. And he's like, are you sure you okay? And he saw the guy, and I was like, oh no, that's nobody. Don't worry about it. I'm okay. And he's like, concerned. And I'm like, no, that's okay. She not with him. She got his own thing, because that's what I was really thinking in my head, that like they really wasn't honestly together, but I guess they really were together. So as he made sure, are you okay, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. So he let me get out the car. I got out the car and I walk across the street and I go to the hotel room to meet the girl. And we get inside. I smoke, so, and I'm not a stingy person, so I kind of was like, you want to hit this or whatever, like, trying to be nice. And then after like a few minutes into like we about like smoking or whatever, the dude walks in that I had the little verbal thing, and he locks the door behind him. And then I'm like, I start feeling uneasy. I didn't even want to smoke no more. Then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna leave. My ride outside, they already came. They was like, oh no, your ride not there yet. And they're like, you're not going nowhere. And they proceed to stop me from going outside the door, which I really did call somebody, but they didn't know which room I was in or whatever. So I don't know if they came or not, because they had took my phone, they had stripped me naked, they had took my clothes, they took the change that was in my purse. He had them forcefully had them beat me up or try to attempt to jump me so that he could force me to have sex with him and stuff like that, and they held me down while he did this stuff to me. Then he forced me to take a shower so there won't be no like evidence about it. And then so I just sat up the whole night, just rocking, and he's talking, and he kind of noticed like I'm not going to sleep. Even though they was like settling down, I was not settling down. I was still up. I was still up. They had one person laying across the door. I was sitting on the bed, just sitting up. They just had people around me. One of the girls was laying on the floor, one of the girls by the bed, and he's right there trying to make sure I don't run. And then, I'm just like up, would not go to sleep, would not go to sleep. So then finally, I guess their ride came, and they was trying to go to Tampa, Florida. And they was trying to take me from Miami to Tampa. And when I noticed that that was what was happening, and being that he was a struggling pimp, like they had their whole life with them. Like basically their whole life was with them. So it took a lot of hands. And if it takes a lot of hands, then there's no hands on me. So I'm like, all right, at any moment, I'm just gonna run. So that's what I did. Eventually, once they came back for the baby, because I told you his son was there, they came back with the baby. They came back to hold the baby and get the last minute stuff and to get me. I just ran. I ran because I have been in that hotel before and I knew that area before. I knew. So I just ran and started screaming until like it was like he was just like, forget this. I can't even hold her no more. I'ma just let her go. And I started running, and I ran directly because I was, in the street life. I knew that the police was always there at the Dunkin' Donuts. They was always there. So I went to the Dunkin' Donuts. I told them what happened. I had on a t-shirt, my hair, because they took the wig off. They took the hair out. They took the clothes I had. They took my phone. They took everything and just had me change into stuff that would not show any evidence. So when the police came, they talked to me about what happened. They talked to the hotel because, I know the room or whatever. Then they took me in to get me searched, but being that he forced me to wash myself up, there wasn't no evidence, and they had me repeat myself over and over. Same way I'm telling you guys now. Like, and I said this when I was 20, and I still remember that, like, every bit of it. So they're talking to me, and eventually, because I had a little past with being a runaway at the age of 15, it's like they end up changing it. Like I was no longer a victim, and like they was being real mean to me, and then I was just like, you know what? I learned my lesson. Y'all could just go. Cause you about to arrest me like I did something. I just got held against my will, robbed of whatever I had, and raped and beaten, and you now trying to treat me like a suspect or whatever. So then they found out that everything is cool. Like my mom did know I was out there because, being that I had a PINS petition, they did have to reach out to my mom and find out like if she knows I'm there, how old am I, whatever, because, they thought I was underage, or maybe I could have been lying, but at the time, I was literally 20. So then, they took me to the police station. They talked to me again. Then I did wanted to press charges because I knew like they was gonna end up back on Biscayne. And the police officer did find like one of the girls. One of the girls actually, like, the not the main, but the other girl, she actually did confess to everything, because it was, I had pressed charges and all of that would have been on her. So she actually did go through and told them everything. And so she kind of backed up what I said, so it wasn't a lie or anything. And then they end up, bringing me back. I had to do the whole running up and down and stuff. And they finally got a hold of him. And, like, it's to the point why nothing was done is because eventually they ended up telling me there was a good chance I wasn't going to win the case. Because, they try to make it seem because I was a runaway and all of this stuff. Like, I put myself, like, they kind of, I don't even know how I would have not won the case, because one of his own girls agreed to, yes, this happened and stuff like that. But because he had a lawyer, I didn't have a lawyer at the time. So, like, it worked. And because they didn't have no evidence from him, like no sample of his stuff, that it was like no proof of that it even happened. And because he forced me to take a shower, it was like there was no proof. It was like I was fighting to prove that he did this to me, when I'm not the only one that even agreed. Someone that even helped him also agreed and said the same thing, exactly how everything happened and stuff. So I ended up just leaving it alone and just like charging it to the game. Like, look, that's what happened. And now I learned not to trust people and not to like be like, if I fall out with somebody, I'm not going to be around nobody. I'm not going to be around your friend. I'm not going to be around nothing that has to do with you. Because I know a lot of people were like, well, why would you still go? It was like, like, at the time, I really, like, was thinking she was by herself. Like, I know I saw her with him, like, getting into the car and stuff. But I really thought, like, she was, like, by herself. So I didn't really think much of it until it was like way too late and he had already locked the door. So I'm just sharing my story with you guys to let you know, go with your first instance. Like, just go with it. If you feel uneasy about something or feel weird about something, don't do it. Go with your instinct, because maybe if I had listened to the person that dropped me off there, the person I knew that dropped me off there, if I had listened to him, I would have been okay, and that would have never happened. And and it was just so like hurtful that it happened, because it did bother me. I couldn't have sex without being drunk or being high, or being liberated in order to have sex. So it's like, some people be wanting to hear my story. I know it took me a while. There is a lot more to talk about. So this is like the biggest one I'm going to start off with. And then we're going to get to how I even got to that. How I even got to that. How I even got to the strip club. We're going to get to that. Okay? But thank you for listening. And if you've been watching this video, Thank you for supporting, like, comment, and share. If you have questions, please answer them. And just thank you.